Lots of miles to be done during 5 days. First to the Walker Stadium, Leicester, and a great start with a Marlon King goal straight from a free kick after just 10 minutes. Straight through the wall. Rob Douglas, no chance. But in 6 minutes, just before half-time, the whole course of the match changed. Joey Johnson, unmarked at the far post, levels for Leicester. And from this corner, with the referee close, a penalty awarded for hands against Matthew Spring. Complaints come to nothing. And Johnson puts the Foxes in front. It didn't get any better, at least in the short term. That challenge by Carl Carlisle. Second yellow card. Watford must play out the match with 10 men. But in front of a crowd of just short of 19,000, Boothroyd's men showed their resilience. And Malky Mackay squared it late on. A hard-won point. So to one of the longest trips of the season, just days after returning from Leicester and Deepdale, Preston, and again an early goal, this time from Matthew Spring after just 10 minutes. Good work from Gavin Mahon. Good finish by the former Leeds man. But within 3 minutes, Preston were level. Callum Davison judging the bounce right and beating Foster. Now for Mahon, now for Mackay. Looks for King, good control. King's gone on here! Oh, that's brilliantly done by Marlon King, and the mood around the place is completely changed right at the end of the first half, with a goal totally out of nothing. They're queuing up for it as well. It's gone in, and it's Guy Butters, and it's 1-1. Butters looping header over Foster. So McNamee with the free kick once more. Blaney stayed on his line, and this time it is a penalty to Watford for handball. It was Malky Mackay. It's come off the defender, and Ray Olivier right there says penalty. Referee warns against encroachment, and it's Marlon King. Blaney makes the save. Jordan Stewart. This is McNamee, and again it might open up for him. There's the cross. Watford at their most dangerous when crosses are about, and there is an opportunity for Joel Grant, and the youngster puts it over the top. A second home Saturday in a row, and after only getting a point against Brighton, hopes were high of 3 against Plymouth. Gavin Mahon, though, the closest Watford came to a goal in the first half, and they were rocked early in the second. Nick Chadwick first to respond. Argyle ahead by a 0-0, and they looked like stealing it until right at the very end. And once again, Watford were grateful for Marlon King. An absolute rocket. Lario in the Plymouth goal, no chance. The King's right foot again to the rescue.
on by Branch, and Carlisle has his work cut out now. Branch with Akinbaye waiting. Scores! Fantastic individual effort from Graham Branch. It's Harley, it's 2. Rough justice, perhaps. 5 strikes, certainly. Marlon won his header. Forward by Devlin. Here's Marlon King. King's had a go and scored a terrific goal. And Watford are back in the contest. Fabulously crisp strike from Marlon King, who alone now for Aidy Boothroyd and for those travelling Watford fans becomes the Championship's leading scorer. Oh, Doyley's let it go and Foster's come and he's taken the man. It's a penalty. Lloyd Doyley left Ben Foster with nowhere to go. Graham Branch merely pursued the ball. Noel Williams, O'Connor's onside here and could finish it, and does!
Well, he won it well, did Henderson. King. And Spring on the option of the wide ball and comes back across for Henderson. And Watford in front. The pinpoint cross. And Henderson simply outjumped the defender. So dangerous from set plays. And again an opportunity for Carlisle. From the set play, Henderson caused mayhem, defence didn't get, Carlisle did. Been a real menace from free kicks, you know, and he's done it again because that's gone in as well. I think it's gone in off the defender, Hashto, but it's 3-0. See it again now, who got the last touch here from McNamee? Yeah, it's the defender, it's the substitute Hashto. 3-0. Southampton at least want to impress the manager. Walcott, good save by Foster. And again. And he needs to do more, and it's off the bar. Walcott so sharp. Foster once, twice to the rescue. And a couple of days later, it was down to the New Den. Yes, there were chances. Henderson setting up the first one for Gavin Mann. And a similar story in the second half. Matthew Spring this time with the cross. And a good piece of goalkeeping. It finished 0-0. Millwall scrapping for everything. Watford felt they should have got the 3 points. More chances followed. Marlon King this time, agonisingly wide of target. 0-0. It's McAnuff this time. Right away across, and Palace have a chance. And Palace score through Darren Ward against his old club. Johnson still goes. Opportunity for McAnuff. Wide of the target. Real chance for Palace. Johnson, McAnuff. And they thought it had gone in, the Palace fans. Side. but in the end it's gone for Tom Soers, who's onside. Ball in, Carlisle away, only for Johnson here. Johnson blocked by Mackay. Soers, and that will be Foster's, and he's done really well. It was an awkward spinner, and Tom Soers testing Ben Foster. And wins the free kick for Popovic's challenge. King, now Henderson, chance! 1-1! Simple goal, but wow, did he take it well? From the free kick, Marlon King knocks on, and Darius Henderson squares it. Very good game, actually, if you're neutral. Johnson. And he's done well. Morrison. That is a penalty for a foul by Clark Carlisle. Yes, they will. Very, very firmly struck. Foster had to guess. Andy Johnson. 2-1 Palace. Marlon King, who's had to fight really hard for anything he's got. Bangura, Young is onside. Boyce across, Young's cross is a good one. McNamee back in for King! Straight at Kirley. Well, the Hungarian has made 3 really good saves in this half. Here's the third of them. Foster's not played in any atmosphere quite like this. And it might come for Henderson, and has! What a start for Watford. See it again here. The knockdown, Henderson left foot first time, completely deceived Beresford. And Mackay, and he's claiming the goal, and the referee's given the goal. Looked across to his assistant from the court, the ball played in, Mackay's got the touch, and there, it's in, it's 2-0. How will Luton respond? Oh, and he didn't make the clearance. This is Edwards. There's how Luton will respond. We've got some game now. It's good work again. And suddenly Luton come charging forward. Howard, great save by Foster. Super piece of goalkeeping, because this man, Steve Howard, when he gets a firm header, has scored goals all over the place. And again, Watford just need to keep their time. That was Foley coming in, and Young. And it's all a bit unnecessary. There's Foley on Young. Foley gets yellow, and Young gets red. A kick, says Ian Williamson, and Young is sent off. A home draw in the third round of the FA Cup against the Premiership side with UEFA Cup fixtures to fulfil, and some thought this might be one of the upsets. Borghetti had other ideas, and Watford struggling to clear their lines, a goal down after just 10 minutes. Premiership finishing was to be their undoing. The second from Stelios. 33 minutes gone. And Bolton seeming in cruise control into the second half. And the third goal from Ricardo Vashte. 18 minutes to play, and Bolton 3 up. King. King's still going. King's still going. Good save by Simonsen. And that's a good advantage played by the referee. It's a corner. King was being pulled, and he said he was being pulled. Mr. Crossley saw he was being pulled. But Hopkins, who had a good first half for Stoke, really did everything asked of him at the back, the Belgian international. And that's an interesting ball for Marlon King. Henderson arriving, Hopkins didn't get. It'll come for Eagles! And Watford have taken the lead through Chris Eagles. And there was it, looking almost to move out of nothing here. And Hopkins, there was I saying, he commanded everything. He's made a mistake. Ball has come for Eagles. He's got there before Brooms. Past the despairing Simonsen dive. And Watford lead by 1-0. Harper. This is Chadwick. Opportunity here. Good save by Foster. And that was a really good opportunity. And a very, very good save by Ben Foster. Header down by Dewberry. Only found Marlon King. And Hammer Boazza is in space. This is Boazza. And he's done well to get past the first challenge. There's the cross. And it's come for Eagles this time. And he's put it over. Unbelievable. Almost replicating the miss at the other end by Paul Gallagher. Credit Boazza. It's a great cross under an immense amount of pressure.
Hughes. Been isolated. Squeezing across, Mackay away. And back by Tuhu for Jarrett. Now McVeigh. Penalty. Marky Mackay's return to Carrow Road is a miserable one. Not a lot of contact. Not a lot in it as to whether it was in or out. Now, which way will he put it? Straight down the middle. Norwich in front. Paul McVeigh, the man who won the penalty, scores the penalty. Henderson to Marn. Now King. Ooh, that's dangerous. It came off the goalkeeper, and it's in by Henderson. Robert Green looks pensive, but that was a devilish ball for the goalkeeper to deal with. Once King was free on the right-hand side, he decided just to lash it across the face of goal. It was too hot for Green to handle. And Henderson was the man on hand to score his fourth goal in 7 matches since his return to the side at Christmas. Forced on by Thorpe. Huckabee getting on the dangerous side of Doyley. Put 3 for company here, Darren Huckabee. Oh, Thorpe! At long last! Eagles running free. Dink towards the head of King. Forced away, I think, by the arm of Collin. Yeah, a free kick's been given. Not quite sure what the Dutchman had in mind there. No, it's Marlon King. Oh, good save! Henderson, it's in! It's 2-2. Darius Henderson again. Watford equalise again. Element of surprise with King taking the free kick. It was a really good instinctive stop by Green, but instinctive finishing too by Henderson, who takes his tally to 9 for the season. Henderson. King is trying to help it on. He's done well there, Marlon King. Doherty outside of him. King's cross. Spring! That's the winner! Stoppage time, and Matthew Spring has surely won it for Watford. After some more good approach work by Marlon King with that shot on the turn. It's just allowed a little bit too much time. Caught Doherty wrong-footed to squeeze in the shot.
Young, now Henderson. This is Spring for Watford, and he might have a goal. Brilliantly done. Watford lead by a goal to nil, and Matthew Spring, who got the late winner at Norwich a week ago, gets the opener here with 17 minutes played. A right foot rocket. Turnbull can't get to it, and it's first blood to Watford. Doyley is the express down the outside, but that's a great ball by Eagles for Spring. He might try and go himself. It's come for Henderson. Great save by Turnbull. Doyley, Spring, and it's two. And just for a moment, you thought Lloyd Doyley was going to score. He made a mess of it, and Matthew Spring's got his second. Eagles. Now King. Walker keeps the close tabs on him. Eagles has got his side, and King has made it 3-0 with a real marvellous piece of skill. Really super skills from Marlon King, and it's 3-0. Came out of nothing, really. Just had a yard, no more. And it's through the legs of Walker. Now King leaves it for Eagles. King's gone to the middle. Young is there as well. They're waiting for it. Young is for. Ashley Young marks his return with a goal. And it was a question of who'd be on the end of it. And straight to Boazza. And Watford with another attack. Eagles outside him. Boazza goes on and just past the post from the Frenchman. Vaughan for Crewe. And they're onside here, and an opportunity for Crewe is taken by Luke Rogers. Crewe have a goal with 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was a good win. I think it could have been a potential banana skin for us. So we've come out and we've approached the game properly and done a professional job.
Home form is now decent. It was a good win against Stoke, followed by a good win here. But if you look at what you've got to play away from home, if I suggested to you that how the season is going to end might well depend on what you can get away from what you can pick up on the road from here on in. Then you've got to go to Reading, you've got to go to Sheffield, you've got to go to Leeds, you've got to go to Palace, you've got to go to Wolves. Is that a fair way of looking at it?
We know, but I think our away form is good. I think teams will be a little bit wary of us coming to their ground, you know. So I don't think we're not bothered about playing away. I don't think, because the pitch here isn't the best. So to get away from here and play on probably better pitches than that, it's good for us.
Well, down in that tunnel, there's plenty of optimism, excitement, hope, but a lot of nervousness about what is to come in the coming weeks and months, and understandably so. Times are good, and in the next 3 months they could get better. They could get a lot better for Sheffield United and for Watford.
Here's King. It's a good ball in and a fine goal. What a terrific start. Chris Eagles with his first Watford goal.
What a great goal that is, and that's from a winger getting in front of his marker and scoring on the near post. Breaking down the left-hand side, you can see long throw from Malcolm Mackay helped on. Just get down there, takes the cross really early on the half volley. That's a super cross and a great header. I think that's the key, taking that so early. Half volley cross and a great header at the near post. That's a wonderful cross. Darius Henderson just finding himself out on the wide side, and normally players wait for the ball to settle, but he took it on the half volley. Super cross and a great header.
Unsworth stronger in the challenge. He still has work to do. Oh, and as he got up, did he flick out with his elbow there, David Unsworth? And if he did the referee see it?
Well, he's going to be very lucky here, David Unsworth. For me, he shoves Chris Eagle in the face. Chris Eagles, as he was getting up. That was my first interpretation of that. He's going to be a lucky boy if it's just a yellow card, which is right in front of the referee.
It is a red card for David Unsworth.
They're going to be the same old handful, those two up front for Watford in the second half.
Here's Marlon King, again causing problems. Big problems! Big problems! Terrific goal! January's Player of the Month delivers again for Watford.
It was always going to be the danger. Bromby doesn't deal with the first bounce, and as soon as he doesn't, King gets his body across him, and he never really looks like catching him. And it's all a question of, does he catch that shot right? And he does. Lively pitch, and it's perfect. You see, doesn't deal with the bounce. This is the danger. Big, strong, bustling away, and that's a great half volley to hit the target. You can see clearance by Spring, doesn't deal with the bounce, tricky bounce, gets across him. But look at this for a finish. He catches that flush on the half volley. That's a super finish, because believe you me, that's not easy to keep down when the ball's bouncing about as lively as that. Great finish from King.
They can come back and get something from this game. Give them a massive boost, because there are tricky games around the corner. That's on by Sean Eiffel, stolen in, and Sheffield United have one back. Akinbay's missed it, it's loose, it's King, it's 3 for Watford. The 2-goal cushion is restored, and Marlon King is the difference for Watford.
Well, they just keep the ball alive in the box. Sheffield can't clear their lines, and as soon as you can't clear your lines like all night, it's who reacts first to that second ball, and it's Marlon King. Cross comes in, there's no one really dominating and getting there in the air. Comes off for Malky Mackay, falls down, and King reacts first. That's the key. No one's winning that first ball. All night long they've had their problems against Watford, and again they're made to pay. King reacts and just hooks it in.
On by Malky Mackay. Back for Gavin Mahon. They're queuing up in the centre. And it's 4. A 4th for Watford and a 1st for Buatsa. The route of Bramall Lane is complete, and Watford are on the march.
Well, it's an incredible scoreline, isn't it? Not cleared at the near post. Nice little 1-2 on the far side. See, Mackay just exchanges passes with Mahon. He gets his cross in. It's not cleared on the near post. I think it's Bromby there. Poor clearance. And Buatsa finishes well from there, because that's a tight angle. You wouldn't think he could squeeze that in, but he does. The only place he probably can, in off the post. And it's 4-1, an incredible scoreline, but it's been a wonderful performance from Watford.
Page away. Jordan Stewart. Now Spring. Time to measure across. There it is, and it's in by Ashley Young at the near post. Coventry didn't pick him up at all. And Ashley Young puts Watford in front. 31 minutes gone. To be taken by Ashley Young for Watford. King, it's in. It's 2-0. Straight from the corner. And Marlon King is on the end of Ashley Young's corner. And it's double your money. Young's free kick. Queuing up for it. And this time it's Darius Henderson, and it's 3-0. 3 headers, and this time Henderson's on the end, and Watford lead by 3-0 from Ashley Young's free kick. Young takes, King got there first. Eagles. Mackay for Boaza, good save by Fulham. Demerit makes it 4. And that's a hugely popular moment for this hugely popular American. I think that was the loudest cheer of the day when the 4th one went in. You must have been really chuffed, because it crowned a thoroughly good day out.
Yeah, you know, it did. It was definitely the icing on the cake for me, and yeah, just good to get on the end of that and put it in and have a little fun with the fans.
Absolutely delighted. I thought the boys were fantastic today. Coventry are a good side, good experienced side, and we had to be at our best to beat them today.
Do you pinch yourself that it's 4-0 again? Because I think if you looked at it at 3 o'clock, an informed side, you thought, let's just get the points, which we've done it in that style, must make it feel really special.
That's right. We don't go to thrash teams. We just try and beat them, and if we can do that week in, week out, then hopefully we'll be up there at the top.
And there's a man who's been lately outstanding in stopping them at the other end to actually go and join in the fun. It must have been particularly pleasurable, especially at that end.
Yeah, that's right. It's always nice to get up there, and I know all the centre halves enjoy getting up there and trying to get our heads on things, our feet on things, whatever we can to get on that scoreline, because we like scoring just as much as the forwards do.
Do the players almost have to distance themselves from that and not even sort of look at Leeds and Sheffield United and think, well, let's win our match and then we'll take it from there? Is that the attitude you have to adopt?
It is. It's an old cliche, but we are actually taking one game at a time, and if we can keep doing that and staying focused and getting up for every game, then hopefully we can nick that second spot.
Is this the best spell of form and the best spell of football you've had since you've been here, do you think?
I would say so, yeah. I think the past couple games we're really starting to run on all cylinders, like I said earlier, and you know, it just doesn't look like anyone can stop us at the moment.
With Sheffield United wobbling, a lot at stake at Elland Road, and 6 minutes before half-time, Ashley Young, 1-0 Watford. Tremendous free kick into the corner. Goalkeeper Neil Sullivan, absolutely no chance at all. But in the second half, it was to change dramatically. Rob Hulse, brought down by Foster. Michael Jones says penalty. Captain Mackay wants his say, but Foster is sent off. On comes Alex Chamberlain. First job to pick the ball out of the back of the net. Robbie Blake equalises. And it was to get worse. Henderson and Butler clash. Henderson's shirt in pieces. Watford's hopes, to many people, in pieces, as Henderson is sent off. So for half an hour, Watford had to play with 9. They were heroic, but 9 minutes from time, they were undone. Robbie Blake gets the winner for Leeds, 2-1. Chance for them to clear. And Henderson a long way out of his area. He's come for Eagles and he's taken aim. What about that? A moment of brilliance. Well, this time you can call it Beckham-esque. They're not too fond of Eagles in this part of the world. They're certainly not fond of them now. Fantastic goal.
Back in Manchester, I've done it before, and you don't really say what you're going to do. Like, obviously, the keeper's come out, he's headed it. If it wasn't for Kingy doing that run, obviously the keeper wouldn't have come out. He would have probably just caught it. But the ball, he's headed it out. It's just bouncing. Not to be fair, it was bouncing, but it was bouncing nicely. It wasn't all over the show, and that's when I thought, this is it. And as soon as I struck the ball, I knew it was in. As soon as I left my foot. You always aim to drive it with a little bit of loft, and like I say, I caught it so sweet that as soon as I left my foot, I knew that like the two defenders and the keeper had no chance.
This is Mann. Now Boazza, first time cross, they've all stayed forward. Mackay, and it's hit the woodwork, and to Merritt, and a good save by Alexander. So the woodwork and a good piece of goalkeeping deny Watford here. Boazza got a touch, Alexander, and Mackay off the line, not once but twice. Incredible. Neil Cox, twice off the line. Extraordinary. Now Stewart, Boazza and Spring offering forward opportunities. That's a better one in by Spring, and it stayed forward for Mackay for Young, for Cox for Young, and Alexander saved. King. Now Boazza testing the goalkeeper, Mackay! At last, Watford have the breakthrough. And it was well worked in the end by Boassa. And Malky Mackay finishes it off.
Merritt. This is Kumas.
And this time he's onside, Whitley! And Cardiff have equalised with a really good goal. Kumas's ball was exceptional, and Whitley's finish was very, very well taken.
Ardley. Still Ardley. Skimmicker.
And he's underhit that, and Marlon King is in here. Marlon King for Watford, and Cardiff commit defensive suicide, and has Marlon King won it for Watford. Late drama, extraordinary really. It all came from Cardiff's possession, and Skemmiker looked at the option. It's a dreadful back pass, and King first to respond. Round Alexander, empty net beckons. Marlon King's 17th championship goal of the season.
Jason Kumas. Free kick.
Off the post and wide from the follow-up. And how much did Foster know about it?
Most important thing is we've got 3 points, and just goes to show that we've got to keep concentration for 90 plus minutes. As you saw, they didn't have any shots on goal, and their first one was in the back of the net. So, you know, it was grateful that we got the 3 points, and we're looking forward to Derby now.
Because in the first half, I thought you're going to get a hat-trick, and when nothing went in the first half, was there a bit of anxiety in the camp?
I think at the time, you know, at half-time, we had 4 or 5 great chances. The goalkeeper had produced a couple of fantastic saves, and when that's the case, you've always got to keep your concentration, and you know the second half's going to be tough, and especially the conditions today, you know, the wind didn't help, so you've got to keep your concentration. So at the end of the day, we managed to nick the 3 points in the end. We concentrate on our own game. You get how many points you can get on the Saturday. And you know the games are chalking off now. There's only 10 to go now, and it's a real important time of the season to be consistent, and that's what we look for, consistency over the next 10 weeks, and then that's when we look at it. The final week or two is when you really look at it and see, well, let's hope they get beat today and we can nick this, but just now there's 30 points to go, and there's a lot can happen.
The last 2 home games against Cardiff and before that against Coventry have been played in front of full houses. How important has that been for the players? What's been the, you know, has it fed through to the players and they've reacted accordingly?
Yeah, massively. It's like a 12th man, you know. When the fans keep us going, it kind of quiets their crowd and it gets on their players, you know. You always know as a player that you can hear the crowd, you know, supporting their team, and it kind of like gives you that little bit of edge, you know. So it's important, and they were fantastic today.
And he's onside this time. Lisby, Stewart coming across, didn't make the challenge. Lisby, and it's gone in for Derby County. And Kevin Lisby, after Jordan Stewart failed to cut it out, has put the Rams in front. King and Moore. King has done well. Still King, he might have a go. He does have a go. That's brilliantly done by Marlon King. That is a goal out of nothing, created by King and scored by the Championship's leading goal scorer. This is Boulder. And Doyley. Opportunity for Barnes. And Derby are in front. It's 2-1. 5 minutes from time, and Barnes has sent shockwaves around Vicarage Road. Stewart. Spring jumped. Bangura goes on, still goes on, and scores! Al Bangura, first goal, and what a time to get it! It's 2-2. From Sierra Leone gets his first goal.
Shorey. Convey. Got away from Young. Kitson's there, Doyle's there, Sonko's there, hooked away. Scrambled off the line by Malky Mackay. And Watford can break with McNamee. He's got some pace, as Murty is finding out here, and he's got 3 in support. Good header by Harper. Still a chance for Young, deflected, corner kick. As good an attack as either side have mounted. Reading denied on the goal line at one end, Watford denied by deflection at the other. The Championship's February Manager of the Month, Aidy Boothroyd. It's the April and May awards that they all want. Tossed into Kitson, no flag here. He swung it past the keeper. And Doyle denied on the goal line by Doyley. And they couldn't force it in.
I think it was 2 teams having a go at each other. I think the team that Steve's put together and on and off the pitch is a terrific setup, and I'm not surprised at where they are. And we've looked at some of the things they did early doors, and we've copied some of the things that they did, and other teams that we play, because we think we can model the best and add our little bit to it, and we can keep getting better.
Jordan Stewart will float it in. Marky Mackay can't get near it. Marlon King sends it back. Eagles. King. Henderson and Mackay are still in the middle. And it's come through to Gavin Marr with a great chance to give Watford an early lead. And he has taken it. A captain's contribution already. Watford in front as they hunt down 3rd place.
I think he takes it extremely well, because he hasn't seemed to have a lot of time to think about it, and sometimes that's when you can mess it up. The cross come in from the right-hand side and it come through an awful lot of bodies, but it always looked like coming towards him. And then he's got time, you can see he's got time as the ball creeps out to the right-hand side. Marlon King gets his cross in. It's missed by quite a few people at the front post, but he knows it's coming through. He's got time to think, I've got to keep it down. He doesn't try and smash it. That's the key to that one, just sliding it home with the inside of his foot. That's a great finish. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually was. Good finish from Marn.
Gavin Marn beats his former Brentford teammate Paul Smith. Oh, it's come through to Marlon King, who's onside, and Darius Henderson is onside too. And Watford have doubled their lead, and they are looking very good now for 3rd place in the Championship.
Well, I think it was a little bit fortunate the way it bounced to Marlon King, but he's onto it like a shot. And he fires for that far post, and you've always got 2 options. It goes in the corner, or if you screw it, there's another striker coming in. You can see it rebounds back in. Marlon King's onside, plays for that far corner, and Henderson doing what all good strikers do, closing that gate between 6-yard area and far post. And how many goals do you get from there? I remember playing at Blackburn. Sutton and Shearer were masters at this. Always fire for the far corner, and the opposite striker is there if you miss the target.
Ashley Young takes this, and back by Marn, and it's dropped in again for Darius Henderson. Watford have got a 3rd, his 2nd of the game. Now they're having a party.
Well, you can hear the boos ringing out around the ground, but they're very good at these set pieces. Watford, difficult to contend with. Good delivery again from Ashley Young. Doesn't whip it in on goal, goes for the far post this time. It's just headed back in. I think it's Marlon King gets the header back in, and it's a looping header by Henderson. You see King heads it back in, and a little looping header by Henderson. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going for that far corner and just directs it there.
Kozowski. Oh, this could be a goal for Madsen. It is. Madsen, he got his first Saints goal last week, scores again this week.
And that's the throw conceded by treating figure of Dave Livermore. Marn's throw is long. And Whitbread across. He's given the penalty for the hand by Whitbread. And Andy D'Urso is surrounded by angry Millwall players. But Whitbread adjudged to have used his hand. And now it's a chance for Gavin Marn. Is it a case of the captain shows them how? Marn against Marshall. He saves it. And Marn's penalty miss keeps it at 0-0. And now Eagles. And that's meant for Marlon King against Whitbread. But the Millwall man measured it well. And at the moment, the chances are coming from the Watford side disastrously. And Carla Saba has put Millwall into the lead. And it is no more than they deserve. For the last 10 or 15 minutes, they've had the better of it. Young's corner. All arriving there, including Matthew Spring. Young can have another chance. Cameron is trying to stop him. That's a good cross from Young, and Marshall did brilliantly well. Save of the match. Good to see Malky Mackay offers him a hand because it was a really dipping effort from Young, and Marshall did really, really well. Doyley, Livermore, and he's onside here, Ben May. This to settle it. Foster got a touch. It's 2-0. It's all over now.
On, and that's opened Palace up, and here's Marlon King. Through on Kirai, round Kirai, and Watford lead at Selhurst Park. The Championship's top scorer with his 19th of the season. Hughes. Here's McAnuff, goes down, and it's a penalty. Jay Demerit, the defender, who lunged for the ball and took the man. Friedman, saved by Foster, but not the second time. And Crystal Palace are level. That came off Stewart. Oh, and it's looped in. 2 in 4 minutes for Crystal Palace. A Jordan Stewart own goal. Here's Soares. He's got Morrison inside him. And it's gone in off Demerit. Another own goal.
Foley away. Marn arrived with Shawumni. This is Ashley Young. And now for Marlon King. And Marlon King has put Watford into the lead with his 20th championship goal. And the derby is well and truly alight now. It was a wonderful piece of skill by Ashley Young. He found him. And King over the advancing Beresford. And on his 200th league start, it's Marlon King who points at the badge on his shirt. This is Mackay. Spring, chested for King. In stoppage time, King goes on, takes aim, good save. Well, it was hit straight at him, but he still had to get his body in the way. Beresford and pushed it away for the corner. Young's corner. Demerit got up. Eagles deflected for a goal kick in the end. And the chance for Luton is taken. And they're levelled through Berkovic. Came right the way across. And Watford's luck runs out. But Luton have had much the better of it in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
First half took a bit of time to get going, but I just sensed that the goal came at the right time, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was a good one to watch for the fans, but sort of derby games are like that, the sort of battles and sort of second balls and all the ugly sides of the game. But we scored at a good time, you said. It was a good goal from Marlon, so that's a good thing we can take into the next game.
The number of points you now have guarantees you a playoff. How big an achievement is that?
I mean, we've come a long way in a short space of time. We wanted to win our last 5 games, but obviously we've drew today, so hopefully we can win our next 4 and see where that sees us. But it's always good to go into the playoffs with good form behind you, so we're looking to get some good results over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Just a word about Marlon. That's his 20th.
and nobody's done that for this club since Luther Blissett. That probably puts the achievement into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think he's been a massive signing for the club. The gaffer's brought him in when he wasn't playing at his previous club, whatever, and he's given him a new lease of life. And he's, I mean, looking, he probably could have had more goals. He's been disappointed with some of the chances he's had over the season that he didn't put away. So, but I mean, it's a magnificent achievement.
He's found Ali Adier, who's onside, and Wolves strike first, and it's Jeremy Ali Adier. Doyley has gone across to take it. Marky Mackay might fancy a flick on. Doyley aims it towards him, and Marlon King! Doesn't that just sum up his season? The king of the goal scorers in the Championship. It's number 21. Oh, magnificent Marlon.
Well, I hate to say I told you so, but they were getting pinned back in there, and as soon as one broke, he's going backwards on this. That's a great strike from Marlon King. Talking about up the other end, someone going backwards and volleying over. Yeah, they cause a little bit of confusion in the area. They don't win it, but it comes off a Wolves' head. He's going backwards and gets that half volley on target. Just watch this for technique. Going backwards, just gets his standing foot on the floor. Great strike. And it's past Postma before he even dives. Super strike from Marlon King, and that's the difference, Ian. One chance for him, one goal.
Spring. Oh, Marlon King has got in again, and a tangle with Lescott, no penalty.
Well, he did get on the other side of Lescott. It's got to be a debatable one. He got the wrong side of Lescott. He slipped in there.
Had a look at the assistant referee as well, did Marlon King.
No reason for him to go down easy in, because he's going to get his shot away. He's got the wrong side of Lescott. Jostling for position. He gets on the other side of him. And Lescott, oh, he still wants part of it. You can see there, he gets on the other side of him. Oh, it's a difficult one with the old tangle of legs, but does Lescott catch him? It's a difficult one to give. Difficult one. Bit of a tangle.
I suspect Marlon King has said something to the assistant referee, Eddie Towery, who is no doubt passing that on now to Kevin Wright. Now, what action is going to be taken? King felt he should have had a penalty, and it's a red card for Marlon King, presumably for what he said to the assistant referee.
They needed a good start after the Wolves game. This time it will be McNamee left-footed with the corner. Queuing up, Ashley Young off the bar. Mackay's in there as well, and in the end Carlisle and Mackay, and somehow it stayed out. First it was Young, then it was Carlisle, then it was Mackay, and Ipswich survived. Juan Lee looking to make himself an opening, and does make himself an opening. Good save by Foster. And it goes behind for the corner before Dean Bowditch can respond to the spillage alert. Good strike by Lee. Juan. Eagles. Still going on, Eagles. Trying to find the space. McNamee needs to deliver low, but in the end the far side. And Henderson finally breaks the deadlock. And it had been coming. And it's Darius Henderson at the far post. McNamee got the opportunity for a cross. Well worked by Eagles. McNamee on the end. Crossover. Darius Henderson does the necessary. Young on the edge of the area. The other nine are manning the defensive pumps. Here's the free kick. Queuing up for it, and in the back of the net. And who got the touch? It was Nicky Forster. And it's 1-1. And Henderson got nicely past the challenge of Richards. Chambers. McEverley across. Richards inside him to cover. Doyley. And Young is onside. Timed his run well. Young, there's the cross. Price hasn't got. Henderson has. And this time Watford do take the lead again. And it all came from a really good run by Ashley Young. He timed it right. And Henderson was quickly got off 13 for the season and on to 14. Heads he wins. And Watford are back in front. And it's a second Darius Henderson goal.
Playoffs assured. Final away match of the regular season at Loftus Road. Doyley fouled his old mate Lee Cook. Mark Nygaard puts Rangers ahead 6 minutes before half-time. But within 3 minutes, this piece of brilliance from Ashley Young. Paul Jones, no chance. Watford level in the local derby at the interval. And Mark Nygaard had been saint earlier. Sinner, second yellow card, and he walks. And Rangers completed the self-destruction when Jorge Santos' header went past his own goalkeeper to give Watford the win.
It was come from their chance, actually. Ben got the ball, put it upfield. Darius knocked it down. I've had a touch and just belly in the top corner. Yeah, that's right. You know, there's a few things that went on. The penalty, then the sendings off, and you know, it just got a bit fiery. But you know, we got in at half time, and you know, we just went back out, started brightly, and just went out for the win.
How great was it to see the almost 3,000 Watford fans there behind that goal, cheering you on? Great support on the day, and presumably that drove you along all afternoon.
Yeah, the fans were brilliant. You know, everybody on the day was. You could hear the fans singing. It was good for everybody, and you know, it's good to see the fans following us up and down the country for the whole season. And you know, we hope to repay them in the playoff.
So Watford throw at the end of the first quarter. Henderson, King, and that's lovely by King. Good advantage played by the referee. Eagles is wide. King's gone for the return. Eagles skips on. Still skips on. Good save by Mohill. King. And in the end, Hull survive. Bangura arrived. Mann. Duffy. Now Green. It's 3-on-3. Here's Duffy. Good save by Foster. Piece of goalkeeping. Doyley. That's an interesting ball. Bangura. King might make for Bangura. Does make for Bangura. Chance. Good save by Mohill. Good save by the goalkeeper as Bangura got in from a delicious ball from Marlon King.
0-0 at the end of the season. Well, that was what the fixture list said, but the playoffs secured. Other results meaning that Watford would go to Crystal Palace for the first of their two-leg semi-final. 81 points from 46 matches and third place.
Manchester United from Stoke last summer and was immediately sent out on loan. Marlon King! And Kirai proves to be the barrier.
Great save. Great save. He does brilliant. Tony Popovic, what are you doing? He loses it, and once you let it bounce and it goes behind you, the striker's going to be in. Poor old Marlon King, because it bounced so well. He has to take it when he does rather than letting it drop. He could have put it below the goalkeeper because it was on the volley. He whacked it, and Kirai was able to save it.
Watson took it quickly, and Andrew Johnson was just as sharp. Oh, it looked like it was heading in.
That's why he's such a very, very clever player, and Ben Watson's on the same wavelength, because they've switched off completely, Watford. Switched off completely. Watson hasn't, Johnson hasn't. Fantastic ball down the side, and he takes it in his stride. Once he strikes it with his right foot, he's aiming to the right-hand side of Ben Foster, but it just goes wide.
It's Hughes. Soars. McAnuff. Johnson, let it go for Morrison, who curls it just wide.
I'll tell you what fantastic play this is between the two strikers. This is so clever, it's absolutely beautiful to watch. Just watch this over when this ball comes into Andy Johnson. It's fed into him, there's the dummy, he's over. Morrison reads the script and will one touch and try and bend it into that far left-hand corner. Foster's at full stretch, but it's going wide.
Well, we had a blistering start to the second half last night at Ellen Road when Preston took the lead. Marlon King has given Watford the lead early in the second half here. The top scorer in the Championship this season is at it again.
What a strike. What a magnificent strike with his left foot this is. He does absolutely brilliant because he backs into the big centre half, Darren Ward, and then turns. Absolutely superb. Look at the celebrations there. Just watch this. Another. It happened a few minutes ago and it didn't take any heed at all. There he is backing into the big centre back. Once he feels him close to him, then he turns and he swivels. I don't mind you going that way, says Ward, but I don't want you to produce that once you do. And that's exactly what he does. Look at the goalkeeper. He can only watch as he dives to his left-hand side, off the inside of the post. Off he goes. 1-0.
Ashley Young is setting himself for a possible crack. Although Matt Spring is adjacent to him, should he prefer to knock it across? Spring no longer there. It is Ashley Young! Fantastic! The surprise sign of the season are surprising everyone again. Ashley Young with a cracker, and Watford are 2-0 up at Selhurst Park.
Well, this is absolutely magnificent. What a strike this is. It's brilliant. Gabor Kirai is having an absolutely scream at the wall. Why he's having a scream at the wall, I don't know. The wall just gets eased along and pushed along by a couple of Watford players. But that gap doesn't make any difference because this goes up and over the top. The goalkeeper is trying his very, very best to get across his goal and make the save. He gets the slightest of touches, but it's not enough and it's 2-0.
Ashley Young, it's Matthew Spring, it could be 3, it is 3! It's not often that you get in the comfort zone in the playoffs, but Watford are most definitely in the comfort zone. 3-0.
This is a goal of individual brilliance. You could tell that the Palace players had gone, but despite that, you've still got to have the quality to do it. Should he have played Eagles in? Not a chance, because he had the confidence in his own ability when he picks his ball off. It's a lovely little drop off to him there from Young. Now watch the composure. Shift it with your right foot onto your left, and what a magnificent strike this is. Up and away from the goalkeeper, right into the top corner. Beautiful truck control, great quality. What a finish, and 3-0.
The most extraordinary sound, and then all about this from the dome right the way around the one-way system, and there's Watford found in the second half at Selhurst. The one-way system took them to 3-0, but amid some of the most amazing scenes I can remember in many years at this ground, they now face the journey. Will it end with passport to Cardiff? There's the ball in from McAnuff, this time from Swords, and it was Fitzhall just wide of target. Stewart's cross, and King just wide. I don't think Kerrigan got a touch on it. No, he's given a goal kick. It was Young, and then it was Stewart. Have another look at this. Remember Nicky Wright at Wembley. Henderson, Bangura, and King is onside here, and it's wide of Kirali and wide of the post. Broke the trap, Marlon King. Watson. None of the Watford people want to go home for the celebrations. They want to stay here. And Henderson suddenly finding space. Young outside him. Henderson takes on Boyce. And Boyce has done well to hold him off. In the end has to play it. Here's Ligertwood with Henderson arriving. And King and Kiraly. It's still not in play. And out of play, I should say. And King's put it wide. That was all down to Darius Henderson's work rate here. Holding off the challenge. And then Ligertwood waited and waited, and Kiraly came, didn't get. The next whistle you hear will spark a titanic response from the people of this part of southwest Hertfordshire, for whom the glory may yet beckon. And they're the first to commiserate with Crystal Palace. They know their fate. Watford's fate will be decided in Cardiff on May the 21st. Will it be Boothroyd's present club, or will it be his former club?
Job done, and a night really when it was some occasion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it started with a great atmosphere. We came in to do a job. The 3-0 win at their place was, was a great result, but we knew that it wasn't over, and we knew that was just the first half of it. So, we came in with a thought in mind. Keep them scoreless, keep doing our jobs, and we'll get the we'll get the result, and then that's what we did tonight. The fans have been great all season. And tonight was no different. Crystal Palace on Saturday, they were brilliant as well. So, we're all as a group. Not only the staff and the players, but the fans as well. And we want to do it for each other, and we want to do it for them.
And for you, I mean, if I'd have stood with you, the first win of the season Watford had was away at Cardiff, would you believe? And if I'd have said to you that night, last win of the season in Cardiff, would you have taken it?
Yes, definitely. We know the job's not done. We came out, we gave the thanks to the crowd for a great atmosphere and a great day, but we know that we still got one game left. We're not in there celebrating. We're in there happy to be in that final, but by no means is it over.
And it's cutting into your summer holiday. But I suspect come Sunday week in the evening, you may not mind.
No, holidays are holidays, but the Premiership is a completely different bag of chips, so we're definitely hoping to get there.